Hello, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your full moon in Scorpio message. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, please take what fits and leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means that it is meant for someone else. And check out your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, now let's begin. So for the full moon in Scorpio reading, and the full moon took place on May 1st, I created 12 spiritual bags, one for each of the 12 zodiac signs, filled them with some oracle cards and some charms, as I was called to do. Each bag has a piece of selenite as well as a glass eye, evil eye pendant to protect you, this message, as well as the individual whose energy we are tapping into. And today's reading is focused on the most transformative relationship or relationships in your life. How are they meant to transform you, or how are they meant to be a catalyst of change in your life? So, and we'll conclude the reading by drawing you a Moonology card. So your Oracle card is card number 68, Wombat Spirit, Be at Home. And you have three tea leaf cards, Funnel, Period of Frustration, Lessons to be Learned, Nest, An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you, and Rainbow, the most difficult part of a situation is over. So something here about home. Your stone is Trust. You also have Enthusiasm, Acceptance, and Balance. You have Take Your Time, Cut Out Falseness and Conditioned Ideas. And you have To Attain Happiness, Stop Focusing on what's going wrong and shift to what is going right. You also have these letters. They don't make or break the reading, but they could be your initials, this person's initials, or maybe even spell out something significant, like the abbreviation to a street that they live on or you live on, or maybe a month of a year that you met them in, something like that. So let's see what letters we have. We have M, A, Z, R, G, Y, K, O, I, T. Again, you have M, A, Z, R, G, Y, K, O, I, T. Your charms, we have cutting shears or scissors. You have a bee, like a worker bee. You have a key, almost like a key, be at home, like a key to the home, but it has a heart on it with wings. You also have a pair of sunglasses or eyeglasses. You have a unicorn. You have a half-broken heart. You also have a rainbow. And you have an emoji with a heart in it. Okay, let's get into tarot now. Clarify this, please, for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What were they supposed to learn from the most and I'll just keep it singular for you, but it's possible for some of you, like I said, it's multiple people. But the most transformational relationship in their life, how is it meant to transform the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, or how is it meant to be a catalyst of change for them? Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Page of Pentacles. And we have the Three of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Cups. You have the Seven of Pentacles. And you have the Ten of Swords. You have the Six of Cups. You have the Ten of Pentacles. And you have the Ace of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, you have the Wheel of Fortune. I get the feeling that a lot of you, and I don't know who this person is to you, a friend, a family member, you know, like a parent or a sibling. It could be a friend. It could be someone that you worked with, worked for. For others of you, it could be a romantic partner. But that Wheel of Fortune, I almost feel like for some of you, you've had multiple endings with this person. Obviously, don't take that if it resonates, if it doesn't resonate for you. But it's almost like we have an ending and a resurgence, an ending and a resurgence. I don't know if I want to keep doing this. I'm ending this, and then I'm like returning. So I think for some of you, you either had the same lesson over and over again with the same person, or possibly the same lesson with a lot of different types of people in your life. Let's clarify this now, please. We're using the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are different, and it does alter the meaning of the cards as well. And we'll go through them as necessary in your reading today. For Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, we're clarifying 6 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 6 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. Thank you. I'm going to take what fell out upright, but not the ones that fell face down. The 6 of Pentacles. Actually, I'm going to keep that 9 of Swords on the side there. 6 of Pentacles, clarified by the Chariot. Page of Pentacles, clarified by Knight of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles, clarified by Judgment. 7 of Cups, clarified by the Ace of Wands. 7 of Pentacles, clarified by the 8 of Swords. The 10 of Swords, clarified by Justice. The 6 of Cups, clarified by the 4 of Cups. The 10 of Pentacles, clarified by the 4 of Wands, House and Home. The Ace of Wands, clarified by the Lovers. Bottom of the deck, we have 4 of Pentacles. Okay, before I even begin to clarify this further, which obviously I will, and only take the message if it resonates, I think the issue here was some of you were either trying to recreate the type of connection that you had growing up, 6 of Cups, 4 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. So trying to maybe recreate the type of family you had, or the family structure you had, or you were trying to create the type of family structure you did not have. But there is something here about going back to childhood and either trying to recreate that experience, maybe like a tight-knit family, everyone gets along, mom and dad loves one another, there's a matriarch, a patriarch of the family, maybe we go to grandma's every Sunday. And for others of you, you desire to create that with someone. So there's something here about like trying to repeat what occurred in childhood, or trying to create something that's better than what you experienced in childhood, because maybe the childhood wasn't all that great. Let's begin to clarify. I do think this is centered around love, and it might give you some type of idea of why you were attracting certain types of partners in your life. And clarify that 6 of Pentacles. Clarify the 6 of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. The 6 of Pentacles is clarified. Look at that. The Chariot's on here twice. The Chariot, the 5 of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. Bottom of the deck, we have Temperance. Oh, Leo. All right, let me clarify that Chariot. So I almost get the feeling here that you, like I said, you either wanted to create the experience, like in a romantic partnership, you wanted to create, like recreate the experience you had in childhood, or you wanted to create the experience you did not have in childhood. And for a lot of you, I don't even know if you were doing this consciously, but it was like determined to make something work with a person, or maybe even a set of people, even if it meant I have to take less, or I have to accept less. I got to recreate that. I got to have the type of relationship my parents had, or my grandparents had, or my aunt and uncle had, or I need to create something better. I want something better for myself. But I think you were choosing the wrong partners for that, because it's almost like you were settling for less. Like you were settling for less. Tell me about that Chariot. One more shuffle. Thank you. 6 of Pentacles. Again, the 6 of Wands. That's exactly what it is here. And the 5 of Swords. Bottom of the deck star. It's like, I will win at all costs. I will either have a relationship as great as my parents had, or again, some other elder couple growing up that I witnessed, or I'm going to have a relationship better than what they had. And it's a very much a win at all cost feeling. I will be victorious. So some of you may have tried, like you attracted the wrong partner. They weren't giving you reciprocity. 6 of Pentacles to the 6 of Pentacles. And it left you in the 5 of Pentacles. But it's like, I have to make it work with this person. And there could also be a feeling here of like, I have to prove everyone else wrong, that this relationship has to work, even though it wasn't working for you. Page of Pentacles. It's like you were trying to create the childhood home that you wanted, or recreate the type of childhood home or environment that you had. Tell me about that Page of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Three of Swords, the Page of Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the World card. I feel like some of you, or I should say a majority of you watching, same cycle over and over again, like with the same person or the same type of person. It's almost like you had your vision set on this ideal or idealized type of relationship, and you were like determined, I have to have that. And I think you were a little blinded by that. Don't be offended. These messages are intended to help us. A little blinded by, like, I have to have the end goal. And so you're so focused on the end goal that you weren't actually realizing that you were connecting to to people that couldn't give you the end goal. It's like you weren't so, you weren't vetting the people that you were coming into contact with, like allowing into your intimate space or your energetic space, because the eye was always on the end goal. Tell me about that Knight of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Pentacles, clarified by the King of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Moon card. So I don't want to keep repeating the message here, but it seems to be falling into the same trap, either with the same person or the same type of person over and over again, because of this determination of trying to, like, create this home that you either had, trying to recreate it, or trying to create the home that you did not have. I think this person or these people's lesson for you is that you are home. You get to create that home environment within you, within your own space. And while it's nice to share that home space with someone else, you don't need someone else to create that home space. An emotionally secure and loving family is important to you. Be at home. I think you were the home. Period of frustration. I think you were trying to create or recreate something like you either had or didn't have. But I think you were choosing or accepting the wrong people to do that. Clarify the Three of Pentacles, because this is like the judgment call that should have been made. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Three of Pentacles, clarified by the Star, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune, and the cycle begins again. Judgment. Tell me about judgment. See, the Nine of Pentacles is someone who's very, very much at home with themselves. They would like other people in their lives, a lover, friends, etc., but they don't need those people. They're at home within themselves. They can provide for themselves. They can go after their passions and their desires and be creative all on their own. I think this person or these people were supposed to show you that you are at home. Clarify that Judgment card. One more shuffle. Thank you. To attain happiness, stop focusing on what's going wrong and shift to what is going right. You are going right. Cut out falseness and the conditional ideas. Judgment is clarified by the Page of Pentacles, which we have here. The Eight of Cups and the High Priestess. Bottom of the deck, the Hangman. Again, in the After Tarot deck, the Eight of Cups, a person's returning to the cups that they once walked away from. So I think your intuition had been trying to get a hold of you here for a while, it looks like. And please don't take this the wrong way, but it's almost a feeling of wanting to be loved so badly. Again, either to recreate or to create something. It's almost like you would accept anyone. Like, I just want someone to love me. I just want to have that type of relationship. I want to have the same relationship that so-and-so had, or I want something better than what so-and-so had. Seven of Cups to the Ace of Wands. This is almost like being driven by that one desire, and I don't mean sexual desire, that one desire that I have to have the Four of Wands, and it's got to look like this. You know, it has to look like the two people, they get married, they have 3 kids, whatever, you know, 2.5 kids, the dog in the driveway, the chickens in the backyard. It's like it has to look like, it's a very funneled view, right? It's a very narrow view. let's clarify the Seven of Pentacles to the Eight of Swords. Clarify that Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. Seven of Pentacles is clarified. There's that Judgment card. The Five of Swords, which we had up there. And the Devil, bottom of the deck, the Lovers. And we have that here as well. So there was something here about being drawn into, and I do think it's more romantic partnerships for you. Being drawn in because of a, please don't be offended, some type of, I don't know if I want to call it a toxic pattern, but an unhealthy belief that you had. Again, being so focused on, I have to create that Four of Wands, that Ten of Pentacles, that long-lasting, sustainable home. It's almost like you didn't vet properly who you were welcoming into that home. It's like I have to have that at all costs. Clarify that Eight of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Eight of Swords is clarified by the Queen of Swords, the Magician, and the Six of Cups. Bottom of the deck, Five of Pentacles. Interesting. This person, again, was supposed to show you that you get to manifest whatever it is that you want. And you don't have to manifest. You're not in competition with the past. Oof. You're not in competition with the past. You don't have to have something like you had growing up or better than what you had growing up, because you're not a Page of Pentacles anymore, right? That came up twice for you. You're a Nine of Pentacles. You're an adult. You're solid. You're abundant. You're giving. You're nurturing. You're not a child anymore. So I think with the eyeglasses, it's almost like you were viewing connection from the point of view of like a child. And I think this person was supposed to teach you just to think a little bit more expansively. Like you can manifest anything you want, and it doesn't have to compete or compare with your childhood. Ten of Swords to Justice. Clarify that Ten of Swords. One more shuffle. Thank you. I feel like you really tried to make it work over and over again. Now, it's possible for some of you, before I clarify this, it's possible for some of you that you had your parents like break up or split or something like that growing up. And so now as an adult, when you enter a connection, no matter how maybe toxic the other person is, you're like, my relationship has to succeed because my parents didn't, but I have to be better or different than my parents. Do you see what I mean? So like this, I'm going to endure the Five of Pentacles. I'm going to endure breadcrumbing. God damn it, I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be like my parents. I'm going to have an even better relationship, but it was costing you. It's almost like you were, again, in competition or comparing yourself to what the child in you saw, what romantic partnership should be. But that's a Seven of Cups illusion. As a child, we don't really know the intricacies of the adults in our life and what their intimate partnerships are like, right? We're looking through it through a lens of a child. So trying to recreate that or compete with it, you know, it's almost not fair to the adult you. You're competing against a childhood memory that might not be all that accurate, and certainly wasn't all that informed because you didn't know all of the details. It would be like me now as an example saying, I'm going to make my relationship work with him because I want it to be a great marriage or a great relationship, just like my Uncle Bill and my Uncle Irma had. But I only visited them in the summer growing up. I don't know what their life was like. And even while I was visiting, I didn't really know what their life was like. You know, I was playing with their kids who were my cousins. We were all the same age. I don't really know the intricacies of their marriage. But, you know, as a child, I looked at it like, wow, they just have a great marriage, you know, because the summer that I go down there, we're hanging out, we're going to the beach. But I'm looking at it through the lens of a child. I don't know what hardships or struggles they had. So trying to compete or compare with that view or that vision or that memory, I think you did yourself a disservice here, because I think you became entangled with a person or people, and it's almost like I have to create this at all costs, but the cost was heavy. The cost was to you. Like blinded by the goal of having that type of relationship. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, clarified by the Knight of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the High Priestess. Bottom of deck, Ten of Cups. It's possible for some of you that you got involved in third-party situations. You could have created them yourself, like maybe you had two people, or you became involved in some type of triangulation. So either you created triangulation or you got involved with someone who was like triangulating you, regardless of, you know, whether you're the primary or the secondary. So there could have also been like, I have to win this person over. Like I have to make this work, or they have to pick me, or they have to choose me. Again, trying to create this Ten of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Clarified justice. One more shuffle. Thank you. Clarified by the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and the Emperor. Bottom of deck, the Hangman. I mean, it's possible for some of you, if it was third party, there kind of is like a pick-me type of thing. Again, wanting to create or recreate or compete with some type of idealized, albeit distorted view you had of relationships growing up. Six of Cups to the Four of Cups. This last Ten of Swords, the last one that you experienced, I think taught you, or should have taught you, right? Because we're looking at how it should have transformed you, or how it should have been a catalyst for change. Six of Cups to the Four of Cups. The person is dumping out the Four Cups in the After Tarot deck. So there's something here. That last Ten of Swords should have been your key, your aha moment to no longer do that, to no longer try to compete or compare with that, again, childhood vision that you had of what relationship should be. And now the Ace of Wands should be a different type of choice for you moving forward. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Ten of Pentacles is clarified by the Six of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. If you're a single Leo, you have someone new here coming in. Tell me about that Four of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Four of Wands is clarified by Seven of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. That is the truth. If you are a single Leo, you have someone new coming in. And this relationship will be completely different than what you had in the past. If you learn this lesson, if that last Ten of Swords was like the last Ten of Swords, you have this new, meaning you're not going to try to chase down that dream or recreate that dream or compete with some childhood type of a vision you had of what partnership should be. If you truly have healed from now, you have identified that, you have someone new coming in. This is going to be a little bit of a test for you, because this person is not coming in with fire and passion. They do have fire and passion. Lovers to the Ace of Wands, don't get me wrong. But this is someone that you could really have a long-term committed partnership. But it's different. It's different than what you originally wanted. Let's figure out, how is this different? Ace of Wands. Clarify the Ace of Wands. Clarify the Ace of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Ace of Wands is clarified by the Three of Wands, the Four of Pentacles, and the Empress. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Pentacles. Clarify the Lovers. Clarify the Lovers. One more shuffle. Thank you. Clarified by the Devil, the Star card, and the Sun. This is a totally different kind of relationship. The past relationships had some type of toxic pattern. That Six of Cups to the Devil card. And we can see two people here shackled to one another, and the podium that the Devil presides over. But in the After Tarot deck, the people are unshackled. So again, provided you realize this, like, oh my God, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create or compete with this childhood idea that I've had of what a romantic partnership should be. And look, if it's not your reading, it's okay, check another placement. But for those of you where you've recognized that pattern, you do have a new person coming in. This is not a toxic connection. This is a healed connection. This can go the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. So it's almost like only after you learn the lesson that you are attracting the wrong partners and not putting enough time to vet them, not taking your time. It's like you were operating from passion, from fire, from success. Again, I got to replicate that relationship, or I have to do better than that relationship. This one is rooted in pentacles. It's going to move a lot slower. The passion is there. Okay, there's enough wands here on the table, plus the Ace of Wands. It will be passionate. I'm not telling you that this person will be unattractive, or that there won't be sexual chemistry between the two of you, but it's going to go slow. It's going to go slow because it will give you time to vet the person. Anything else we need to know about this? I'm going to pull cards for those of you. I've been doing 2 sets of cards for those of you where the person is no longer, like, you're no longer connected to them, and then for those of you where you are. But for you, Leo, I'm going to do 3 different cards for you. For my Leos who are single, and I'll pull cards for those of you where you're not. Because if you're not single, if you're currently partnered, your relationship is one or 2 things. It's either replicating this past pattern because you haven't fully learned that lesson. And I say that because I don't have the World card. So I think some of you are still caught in that loop, or attracting the wrong people, or pick-me kind of people. But for those of you, so you're either in that type of relationship, or you're in a new relationship and you can feel like it's moving way too damn slow. But there's a reason why it's moving too damn slow. It's because it's the right person. Can I get 3 cards, though, for the Leos where they are single? One more shuffle. Thank you. If you're single, 7 of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and the 8 of Wands, bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. Everything I say is the truth. So this relationship is going to move slow, and then it will speed up. But there's a lot of communication, getting to know the person, them getting to know you. This is like almost like dotting your I's and crossing your T's, really getting to know the person. It's okay to go slow. One more shuffle. Take your time. Your card here says take your time. 10 of Cups, the Strength card, and the Wheel of Fortune, bottom of the deck, 7 of Wands. This is a totally different kind of connection. Okay, this is like the real deal. But again, it might feel slow to you. It's slow for a reason. Again, the passion and the attraction and the love, it's all there. Fool card, it's a new beginning in love. King of Wands, there you are. You're going to be very excited to move towards this person. But don't trust that it's the right person. Now, obviously, if they're abusive towards you, it's the wrong person. But this just seems to be, we're going to really take our time to get to know one another. Let me get you a couple of cards and then we'll close it out with the Moonology. So what was the past person or past people supposed to teach you? That home is within you. You don't need to compete with your childhood to recreate or compete with relationships that you saw in your childhood. You're fully capable of creating a unique, different type of relationship that's unique to the adult you. Because some of you, like I said, idealized or maybe wore some rose-colored glasses with connections growing up. And for others of you, you had a terrible upbringing. Sorry, parents, if you're watching. And you wanted to do like better than your parents. But again, both groups there, you're so focused on the end goal. It's almost like you were taking anyone. It's just going to work with anyone because that's what I want. That's what I have to have. And others of you, you attracted third party. And it was a little bit of a pick-me thing. And again, that could go back to childhood of not feeling picked or loved by a parent. So take them as just how they resonate to you. But it definitely has to do with childhood. There's a Leo mom who watches my channel and she always has something negative to say. She's like, oh, you're always blaming me for what my daughter does. I'm not blaming you for what your daughter does. But the fact is, our most earliest examples, real life, real world examples of relationships and partnerships and connections come when you're a child. That's when you learn them. By watching interactions of the adults in your life and their interactions with you and vice versa. So, okay, I didn't even set my attention, so I'm not going to take that, but it was the 2 of Wands. So for those of you who are no longer in communication with this person or these people, for my Leos who are no longer in communication with this person or these people, one more shuffle here. Thank you. No longer in connection. Fool, 7 of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. Very good. You've learned the lesson. You mastered that one skill. You put up healthy boundaries. You have a new beginning. You're moving towards that Ace of Pentacles. You're either in that new relationship or that new relationship is headed your way. Good for you that you decided to break a cycle. You noticed some type of toxic pattern or trait you had when it came to attracting love partners. You somehow tied that connection, or you connected the dots. This has something to do with my childhood, so I'm going to break the pattern, and this time around I'm going to do it differently, or I'm going to draw in or attract different kinds of partners. So good for you. You mastered that. No need to redo that lesson again. For those of you where you are still in connection with that person, one more shuffle. Thank you. If you're still in connection with them, Eight of Wands, the Moon card, and the Death card. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Wands. You have the beautiful gift of free will, but this is telling you to move forward with letting this person go. And you might have some toxic codependent attachments to this person. But it is telling you to overcome those illusions and those fears and those doubts and those insecurities, and move forward with ending that connection. For my Leos who are single, what do they need to know about this new connection coming in? For my Leos who are single, one more shuffle. Thank you. For my Leos who are single, Six of Swords, Knight of Pentacles shows itself again, and that Four of Pentacles. You have a new connection coming in. Everything you went through was a regretful but necessary rite of passage. This person coming in is stable. They are in control of their financial resources, so they don't spend recklessly. Okay, this is someone who is very conservative, not politically speaking, when it comes to their money. So they're a hard worker. They invest their money well. They're very slow when it comes to relationships. But again, you're going to get to the Ten of Cups or Ten of Pentacles with this person. It's just going to take you longer. So if you can move past the got to rush down the altar, shotgun wedding, that whole thing. If you can get out of that and say, the next relationship, I'm really going to take my time to get to know this person, and they get to know me, you have a really nice relationship here. But Five of Swords to the Ace of Wands, you're going to have to kind of get out of your own way, because yes, the passion will be there, the love will be there, but it will move slower. For my Leos who are currently in this connection, anything they need to know if they're currently in the new connection. For my Leos who are in the new connection. Three of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. If you're in the new connection, Three of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Star. Bottom of the deck, you have Five of Swords. You have Ace of Wands shows itself again, and then you have the King of Swords. You might be feeling a little frustrated that the relationship is moving slower than what you wanted. But this person is who you manifested. Again, they might not be moving as quickly as you want them to, but this is your person. This is someone that you are supposed to work with and collaborate with to create the life that you want. Obviously, again, if it's an abusive relationship, then this is just not your reading, or this portion of the reading is not yours. But if you're happy, there's sexual attraction, you like getting to know this person, or you're enjoying their company, you're enjoying the relationship, but you just feel like it's moving too slow, just know that that's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to go slow, get to know one another, and then build and create the life that you want together. Teamwork here will make the dream work. Let's close it out now with Moonology cards. So trust. All of you need to trust. All of you need to trust that home resides within you, that you don't need to compete or compare with the childhood version of home or the childhood version of relationships. Be enthusiastic about your future. Take your time getting to know the current person or the new person. What else did we have here? To attain happiness, stop focusing on what's going wrong. Shift to what is going right and cut out falseness and conditioned ideas. Yeah. You don't have to compete with anyone or compete with your childhood. Let's get you a Moonology card here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Luck is on your side. New moon and Sagittarius. Bottom of the deck, conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. So luck is on your side. You have a new partner coming in, or the relationship that you are currently in, luck is on your side and it's moving forward. Both groups will be in a relationship, in a strong relationship, by the time we get to that new moon in Sagittarius, which I think is taking place early December. So take your time between now and then to heal. And for those of you where you are currently in that past cycle of that toxic connection there, that loop, I think conclusions are within reach. We have a full moon eclipse there on the card, and the Eight of Cups is the only card in tarot that actually depicts an eclipse. So I think eventually you will be eclipsing this person and ending the connection. But again, you have the God-given right of free will. But I can see most of you doing that. Looking at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius, releasing this person. Full moons are about release. And then, yes, same thing, by that new moon in Sagittarius, you'll have a new person here. And again, the passion is there, but it will move slow, and it's meant to move. It's meant to move slow. That is what I have for you, Leo. That is your full moon in Scorpio message. If you like those messages, they've resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, I am wishing you light, love, and peace.